Homer's lottery ticket won. This was a lottery ticket he bought together with Lenny, Carl, and Moe, so each person could get $50,000. They were all very happy. At this moment, Carl suggested throwing a party to celebrate. Then he casually took the lottery ticket and said he would go claim the prize money.
To the best feeling in the world, money.
After that, they invited many friends to come to Moe's tavern. Homer said that once he got the money, he wanted to build a big swimming pool. Then Lenny turned around and asked Carl what he wanted to do with the money. Only then did they realize that Carl hadn't come back from claiming the prize.
I'm sure he just got held up in traffic.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
They waited for a long time, but Carl never returned. So Moe thought Carl might have stolen their money and run away. Homer and Lenny felt that Carl wouldn't do such a thing because they were friends. But later, Carl stopped answering his phone. So they anxiously drove to look for Carl.
The power of friendship is so amazing, I don't feel at all suspicious of Carl.
Drive faster because of the power of friendship.
They came to Carl's house, but all the things in the house were gone. Only then did they believe that Carl had really stolen their money. Because of Carl's betrayal, they created a new song that belonged to them.
Who never quarrel.
Homer, Simpson, Lenny, Moe, and no one.
Moe was very angry. Lenny, however, thought Carl would come back, but Homer discovered that Carl's travel neck pillow was missing. Carl wouldn't be coming back. Suddenly, Homer found a letter on the refrigerator. In the letter, Carl said goodbye to them forever. They couldn't figure out where Carl had gone. After that, they came to Homer's house together to discuss this matter.
I still can't believe it was Carl who took your winnings. I thought it would have been you. Or you. Or you.
Marge thought that Carl might have his own difficulties for doing this. Lisa was carefully looking at the letter on the side. She asked them where Carl was from, but they didn't know. Marge couldn't believe that as Carl's friends, they didn't know anything about him at all.
Well, it don't matter no more, Midge. Carl is gone, and we're already auditioning replacements. This could not be more offensive.
Suddenly, Homer discovered something reflected in Carl's sunglasses in Carl's photo. Homer used a glass to magnify the picture, but couldn't see it clearly. Then Lenny put another glass, but the words were reversed. Finally, Moe took out a mirror. It said, Strukkur Geysir. Lisa then helped them find out that this place was in Iceland. Iceland has detailed household registration records, so Lisa found Carl's information. He was actually adopted by a couple in Reykjavik. Then they packed their things and prepared to leave.
How am I going to sleep if someone isn't pushing me all the way to the very edge of the bed?
I've already taken care of that.
Oh, that's perfect.
But Iceland was too cold, so as soon as they got off the plane, they ran to a clothing store to buy thick clothes. At this time, they went up to ask passersby about Carl's news, but surprisingly, the passerby said that people here hated Carl's family very much. They were puzzled why people hated Carl's family, so the passerby took them to the History Museum. This place told the story of how Carl's family failed to fulfill their duty, which led to enemies invading Iceland. They not only burned people's sweaters, but also roasted people's ponies to eat.
Apparently, screwing over your friend is in Carl's blood. His adopted blood.
After that, they drove to Carl's old home, but the gate was locked. They could only wait for Carl to come out.
Oh, man, stakeouts are so boring. I guess I'll just read the car rental contract again. Damage waiver, check. Return the full tank of gas, check. All drivers must be over the age of 25, and check.
At this moment, Carl drove out from the gate. After seeing him, they chased Carl all the way. When they got to the town, they lost him. Suddenly, Carl appeared behind them. They chased Carl all the way, but they had all run out of energy.
We did it!
After that, they caught Carl at a restaurant. They asked Carl why he did this. It turned out that Carl took this money to clear his family's name. Carl's family had always bravely fought against the invaders, but the book that recorded history was missing a page. This page could exactly prove Carl's family's innocence. So he took this money to buy that page back. Lenny was very puzzled. They were clearly friends, so why didn't Carl tell them? It turned out that Carl had always felt that they weren't really friends.
That's all right. Now we know. I guess it kind of makes it easier now for me to kill Carl! Oh, when the nice ones snap, it's always a good show.
After that, they opened Carl's suitcase. Carl had used all the money to buy that page, so Lenny thought this paper belonged to them. Carl
give it
begged
back,
Lenny
please.
to give it back to him, but Lenny said that if they were friends, he would give it back to Carl. But they weren't friends now, so they left with this paper. On the bus, Homer also realized that they might really not be friends.
Maybe we are just lonely guys who do guy stuff.
At this time, Marge called Homer. She asked if they had gotten the money. Homer told her that Carl had spent all the money to buy a piece of paper. They were angry that Carl didn't consider them friends, so they were going to destroy this paper. But Marge persuaded them that they should first look at what was written on the paper. So they started learning Icelandic.
Forbidden.
Can't do this, I can't do this!
You can't not do it!
Finally, they decoded that paper, but the paper didn't prove Carl's family's innocence. Instead, it recorded their evil deeds. But in order to get people to forgive Carl's family, they stood on a high platform to speak for Carl.
And when he brings a six-pack to my house, he doesn't take the extras home with him. Carl Carlson leaves them in the fridge!
Carl was their friend, so they were willing to forgive Carl for taking the money. They hoped people could also see the good things Carl's family was doing now. The mistakes of ancestors shouldn't be blamed on their descendants. People forgave Carl's ancestors because of their words. Carl also realized that Homer, Lenny, and Moe were his true friends, so he ran over guiltily and hugged them.
Guys, thanks for teaching me the true meaning of male friendship.
To nothing!